Hello, learners. Welcome to our reading practice. In today's session, we're looking at an article on health and wellness where the main topic is about how to show kids good eating and body image habits. This class is divided into 3 parts. First, a vocabulary practice, where we review 5 words related to the article and try to use them in sentences. Next is the reading comprehension practice. In this part, we will practice our reading skills and focus on pronunciation. We can do that by reading out loud or listening skills by repeating and listening carefully. Lastly, we'll look at more discussion questions to answer and have a quick review of what we read today. If you're ready to begin, let's first review the words we have for today. Pause the video to read the words, definitions, and example sentences out loud, or you may listen carefully and repeat after me. Body image. Body image is the way we see our body and our thoughts, attitudes, and feelings about our physical appearance. For example, adults become more worried about their health and body image as they age. Eating habits are the regular choices people make about what and how much food to eat and how often they eat. An example is drinking enough water per day is important for healthy eating habits. Self-esteem. Believing in ourselves, having confidence or self-respect. In a sentence, we can say, we can improve our self-esteem by focusing on what we're good at. Criticize is to find what's wrong with someone or something, similar to judge. For example, it's unfair to criticize someone about their looks. Praise. Praise is to express approval or admiration for someone or something. For example, parents should praise their kids for their effort and good behavior. Try using the words in sentences. You may comment down below so we can review them together, or you can check them yourself using online grammar checkers such as Ginger Software and Grammarly. I'll add the links in the description box. This is not sponsored, obviously. I have been using these two for as long as I can remember, and I just find them very convenient and accessible. Now let's move on to the next part. Again, you may pause the video and read out loud by yourself, or if you want to focus on listening skills, you may listen carefully. You may repeat afterwards to check your pronunciation. Here we're using a method called chunking, where we divide the article into parts instead of reading it as a whole, and then we answer a few questions before we continue to the next paragraph. In this way, we can absorb the information bit by bit and improve our comprehension skills at a calmer pace. How to show kids good eating and body image habits. Lots of factors affect how kids feel about food and their bodies, including expectations from the media, self-esteem, and family attitudes. Since children learn by watching how their parents talk about their bodies and food, it's helpful to use positive and neutral words and actions when discussing these topics. Let's pause and check what we've just read. Answer these questions out loud or feel free to write them down. According to this part, Which factors affect how kids feel about food and their bodies? If you answer expectations from media, self esteem, and family attitudes, that's right. Why is it helpful to use positive or neutral words and actions when discussing these topics? It is helpful to use them because children learn from their parents. Let's continue to the next part of the article. 4 things to avoid. Number 1, labeling food as good or bad. Don't say there are good or bad foods or talk about diets and losing weight. This can make kids feel guilty or ashamed about what they eat. Instead, talk about how some foods help our bodies grow strong and healthy, or how certain foods can taste really good. Quick question before we continue. Why should we avoid labeling food as good or bad? We should avoid them because this can make kids feel guilty or ashamed about what they eat. That's right. And what can we do instead? Instead of labeling them as good or bad, we can focus on talking about how foods help our bodies and their taste. Number 2, commenting on other people's bodies. Talking about other people's bodies, weight, or eating habits, whether they're family, strangers, or celebrities, can teach kids to compare and judge themselves against other people. If your child talks about someone else's body, you can say something like, everyone is different. Some people are taller, shorter, have larger bodies, smaller bodies, and different skin colors. Teaching kids to appreciate all body types helps them understand that a person's worth is not based on their weight. What's the negative effect of talking about other people's bodies, weight, or eating habits? What can we say if our children talk about someone else's body? The article mentioned we can focus on the uniqueness or differences of people. Not everybody is the same. We are all different in our own ways. Number 3, giving appearance based praises. When praising your child, focus on things that aren't related to weight, looks, or eating. For example, I liked how you shared your toys, or I saw how hard you worked on your homework. When talking to a child you don't know, instead of saying, you look pretty, try to praise their energy, style, or creativity. Like, I love your style, or you have such great energy. What are appearance based praises? They are comments that focus on looks or physical appearance, like, you look pretty or you look handsome. And how can we avoid giving appearance based praises? We can give praises that aren't related to them. That's right. We can focus on effort, good behavior, skills, and many more. Last tip, number 4, criticizing your own body. It's important to be a good role model for your children when it comes to body image. If kids hear you say negative things about your own body, they might start to feel the same way. Instead, talk about your body in a positive light, focusing on what it can do. For example, you can say, These arms help me give you hugs, or my legs are strong for walking. Why is it important to be a good role model for our children? Because children learn from their parents and they might start to feel the same way if we talk negatively or positively about our bodies. What positive examples did the article suggest? The article suggested that we can focus on the function or what our bodies can do, such as arms giving hugs and legs for walking. Talking about food and bodies can start at any age. Encourage open conversations and invite your child to share their feelings and thoughts about their body and weight. If your child makes a negative comment about their body, eating, or weight, try to understand what might be driving it and listen without judgment. Well done on completing the reading comprehension practice. I hope you notice the difference between reading everything all at once and the method that we tried today. Now it's time for us to move on to the last section of this class, which is a quick discussion and review. I have here some questions that we can answer together so we can look back on what we've just read and what we learned today. Feel free to say your answer out loud so you can practice how to answer, or you can practice by writing it down. The first question is: did you find the article helpful? Why or why not? A sample answer would be: I found the article helpful because of the main suggestions. They were clear and easy to follow, and they made me think about the things I should do and the mistakes that I should avoid. Question number 2: is it easy or challenging for you to talk about body image or eating habits with your friends and family? Why? It is easy for me to discuss these topics because we are very open with each other and we try to be respectful and supportive. Last question is: which tip from the text will you start practicing soon and why? For me, I will start practicing not giving food good or bad labels. This has been a huge mistake, and I didn't realize I was making that to myself and to the kids in my family. I thought this was helpful for younger kids to know which food to eat and which food to avoid, but clearly this wasn't very helpful. I want to be a good role model and not make them feel guilty or ashamed about food choices and eating habits. Now everything is complete. I hope you enjoyed practicing your reading comprehension skills and also how we can answer these discussion questions. If you have any questions or any suggestions, please leave them down below. I'll see you again next time. Thank you and take care.